Welcome to the Lunch and Learn video series brought to you by the Gateway Down Syndrome Association. Today we will learn more about the St. Louis County Family Navigation Services.
Today's Lunch and Learn features Cait Carr, Family Navigation and Advocacy Specialist of Sunnyhill.
Hi, I'm Cait. I am the Family Navigation and Advocacy Specialist at Sunnyhill. So what is family navigation? So family navigation kind of encompasses a lot of different supports and services in one. It's very complex in the sense that we can focus on multitude of things at the same time, or one specific thing. That can be like IEPs, navigating funding, or assistive technology, or just different resources in the area that maybe you don't know about or want for your loved one. And we can support someone with an intellectual or developmental disability. And it's free, which is great. You don't have to pay for it. You can access it as little or as much as you want. And the nice thing with navigation is we really hold your hand through the process. So you're not alone. We are here to support as much as we can. But a big thing with navigation is advocacy. So we want to give you the tools so you can feel supported and comfortable. We're not going to drive the car for you because we don't know your loved one as much as you guys do. And of course, we want to respect that. So we're with you, but we're not necessarily driving it, but we're supporting you advocate and get tools and resources and whatever is needed for the lifespan. Okay, so why is family navigation needed? So a big thing with navigation is it started in like 2018, 2019, when case management and some things kind of changed. So we kind of developed in slew of that, and that we are basically helping you in finding what services are out there. So maybe if it's a recreation, funding, all these different things. But we go through step by step how to access those direct contacts. So typically when I send resources to families, I'm not going to send you the main number. I mean, I will send you the main number, but I'll also give you a direct contact. And I'm even happy to connect you directly with them or help bridge that gap in communication to get you connected to a support or service of interest. It is free for families in St. Louis County. There's no cost. It's taxpayer dollars. And again, it's the lifespan. So from birth or 0 to whenever, there's no endpoint. And then we can help someone that does not have an official diagnosis. So maybe that's working on, hey, I think my loved one is interested or in getting a diagnosis, or we need this to access other services. We can help you find how to get a diagnosis, and we can even help you if you don't have an official diagnosis and you're not interested in one, because that's what we're here for. And again, we're not going to give you a list of places, but we will talk through each situation or each step and give you the direct contacts if we have them. And again, walk you through connecting them with each person or each service or agency. And so who provides family navigation? There are 4 agencies in St. Louis that provide it. We all do it a little bit differently, but again, it's all free. There's no fee. UCP Heartland, St. Louis ARC, Sunnyhill, and Easter Seals Midwest. All the navigators, we kind of like to say, like, we have our own like not expertise, but like our own focus and stuff. But again, we all connect with each other. We share resources with each other to make sure we're all on the same page. And a lot of times services even overlap. So, someone might be accessing a service. Maybe I'm supporting someone. I work at Sunnyhill, but I'm supporting someone at UCP Heartland. So we all kind of work together too, which is fun part of it. And this is a flyer that kind of talks about navigation and gives the main number to each agency and a little blurb about how navigation can support your loved one at that agency. Okay. And then, so how do we educate? Where and how, and then what maybe does that look like? So I kind of was talking about IEPs, funding. Maybe your loved one needs respite or wants to learn how to swim, and you want to find funds to help pay for that, as well as a swim instructor that can help or understands your loved one's needs. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for. And again, that can be all ages. A big thing we do see is transition, which can be transitioning from preschool or early childhood to kindergarten, elementary to middle to high school, post-secondary, and on. So we have resources for every kind of age. And another big thing that we do is self-advocacy. So I love teaching different tools on how you can be a better self-advocator for yourself, for your loved one, or say you're in the hospital. And I mean, I know I personally, when I go to the hospital, I get a little nervous, and maybe you want something to go prior to that so that you can speak instead of your loved one. We can help with kind of creating a plan or tools that you can take prior to going. And the nice thing with this is we can meet you virtually, over the phone, in person, at a coffee shop, the library, whatever fits your family and your needs. And whenever, wherever, we're very flexible. And typically how our meeting will start is we'll kind of get some information, and develop a plan. So if your loved one, say, has an IEP, it might kind of be similar to that, where we're going to give like a few goals or a few steps. And then once you've done maybe one or two, come back and we'll go through 3 or 4. But it's very, very individually based. So what works for me might not work for, my mom, my dad, my loved one. But the nice part about this is it's not one size fits all. It's very individualized based on your loved one's needs and what they want for their life, or their future goals, future planning, those kind of things. And so here are some more examples of support and advocacy and resources. So that would be, there are various different disability organizations in St. Louis County and even in the area, the greater St. Louis area, that offer various different supports, such as educational advocacy, IEP advocacy, respite programs, respite funding, which is really a big one, finding childcare opportunities where you need a break and you deserve a break, where you can get that, where your loved one is safe and you get some time, different workshops and trainings, as well as the one-to-one support. And then recreation and day activities. So that could be camp or different leisure activities. Socialization is huge. Getting out in the community while knowing that your loved one is safe and being supported, but also having fun and enjoying their life. And then maybe some ways that you can help get funding for that. So there are different resources for all these things that we can help connect you with and get that process started. Employment and daily life. So maybe you have your loved one is living with you. Maybe they don't need that much support. But maybe having someone come with them to go grocery shopping or to go to these different social events, work on budgeting, various different things that they're interested in, a sheltered workshop, or maybe your loved one needs 24/7 support, but also wants to live in the community. There are definitely options, and we can help break them down, and explain how to obtain them, what kind of criteria and eligibility, what organizations offer, what services, and so on and so forth. So the IDD Gateway Resource Guide is a wonderful tool that we helped create and it's very accessible. What's great is on a lot of there's a drop down and you do funding systems, and it's pretty much broken out into various different things. So one is like assistive technology, schools, and it's based on county, and there's hyperlinks. So it'll take you directly to that site. There are multiple different resources on this. And it's kind of like a hub. It gets updated pretty frequently. But it's a great site to go to for anyone if you have any questions. And at the bottom of every page, it says, if you have any questions, reach out to a navigator, and it kind of tells you how to. So why connection matters. So we kind of spoke about family navigation and how to get connected with things. Well, a big part about navigation is we help connect you to everyone, which creates your own community. And then through that, you get family members or friends, and help communicate and talk about the different resources out there. Because again, what helps one person might not help another. So finding kind of those groups and connecting, not only makes your team bigger, but your loved ones. And so here is direct contact information for the different partners. So we have Sunnyhill, UCP Heartland, St. Louis Arc, and Easter Seals. Again, we all do navigation, but we do it a little bit differently. So whoever you go to, you're in great hands. And then I do navigation at Sunnyhill, and Sunnyhill, we are a non-for-profit we're in Fenton, but we service all of St. Louis County, and we have a camp in Jefferson County. So these are all of the different departments we have: recreation, waiver, or kind of that 24/7 supported need, development, applied behavior analysis. We do that in the community for all ages, pre-ISLA and ISLA, which is kind of that maybe you're just needing a little bit of support with budgeting, or maybe wanting to learn how to drive, or just cooking meals or stuff or getting into the community. So there's different options depending on what you're interested in. Our adventure camp, it's in Ditmer. It's gorgeous. There's a pool, everything's accessible. There's a zip line, a rock wall. It's a lot of fun, and there's multiple different things you can do there. You can get funding through the Rec Council of Greater St. Louis for that. And we also have travel trips where we go about 5-ish hours away. I think they're going to Columbia, Missouri. They go to Arkansas, all different areas. But if you go to the website, you can see the different places. And each week has a different theme, which is cool. Behavior support. So this is the ABA. And again, it is early childhood through adulthood. I think right now, um, it's primarily like transition age, but that just changes based on needs. But it's a wonderful team. It's very like functional in the community, maybe at your house, working on what your loved one wants to work on and learn. And then community outreach. So this is what we do. Navigation, my supervisor, Tamiko, is the director of advocacy and kind of talks to community members, partners, hospitals about people with disabilities and how to support. We also have the independent living, where this is kind of needing just a little bit of support, kind of like a life coach to help you through some situations. Um, Typically, that's in the home and in the community. And then we have residential, and that is going to be that 24/7 support, where someone is there in the community but lives and has kind of a caretaker or staff living with them. The cool thing about Sunnyhill is we also have an assisted living facility in DeSoto, and it's on a very, very large campus, but everyone kind of it's just really cool to see. You can eat, drink, do whatever you want while also living there. You can work, but it's kind of a smaller setting. So they're just, again, different options for whatever works best.